Hi, welcome to the Science 2 channel. Are you a young man that wants to know why you're choosing women that's not keeping you in a lasting relationship? And are you a young man that's wondering what is it that you're doing wrong and why is she doing what she's doing and why you can't settle down or why y'all can't settle down and be in a stable relationship? Continue to listen to this video. Now let's get into this. Today's topic, I want us to get into the situation with young men, that them choosing the women that they're choosing and that relationship not lasting. And so I want us to give us a quick story first. And this story is in the Bible. It's about Samson. I know everyone knows the story about Samson and Delilah, but this is the beginning before Delilah. Okay, so once he was old enough to date, he went to his parents and he asked them to that he had saw this young lady that lived across town and he wanted to date her. So he was like, Mom and Daddy, would you go get her, bring her to me, because this is who I want to date. So they was asking why you want to date her, and he was like, basically, he liked the way she talked to him, and he liked the way she looked. So number one, he was lusting after her. No, okay. So they agreed to it. They went to ask the parents for her hand in marriage, and so then he ended up going on her side of town. And it was like, okay, they're going to get married, so he's going to come over and get to know, her people and, their side of the family, her side of the family. And so she had invited some young men, her friends, some, the block. And he had said so that he could, get in good and just, become, friends with these guys. He was like, I'll give you a riddle, and whoever gets the answer to the riddle, I will take you on a shopping spree. I'm using today's terms, okay? And so they were like, okay, cool. So he told them the riddle. Now, the riddle was something that had happened with him on his way there, or an experience that he had that he hadn't shared with no one. His parents didn't even know, okay? So, back to the story. So, he then tells them the riddle, and they are trying to figure out the riddle. He gave them 7 days to figure out the riddle, and the deal was he'll take them on a shopping spree. If they get it, they'll take him on a shopping spree if they don't get it. Now, of course, Samson had a few more dollars than they did, so they was really trying to find out and get the answer to the riddle, so they went out to take him shopping. Okay? So the guys then went to her after they couldn't get the riddle. They couldn't figure it out. They went to her, the girl, the wife, and was like, what, you done brought this dude over here? I'm giving you today's terms. You done brought this guy over here, and he trying to trick us to get us to spend our money on him, and he done gave us this riddle and don't nobody know the riddle. So they was like, so you need to go find out what the riddle so we can get the shopping spree. So it says that she then went to him and was like trying to entice him. No, she did entice him. She went to him and she enticed him. She talked real sweet and got him to tell her the riddle. But it says that she was nagging him to the point where he was like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna tell you. And he let her know that he hadn't told anyone. She was the only one that knew other than him. So she then leaves and go and tell the fellas what the riddle answer was. Next day come, they tell him what the riddle is and give him the answer, and now he mad because he knows she told them. 1, 2, he was mad knowing that she betrayed him. So he goes, took him on a shopping spree, but they just didn't go with him. And came back and gave them, he kept the agreement. Okay. So then finally it says that he just walked away from her and just left for a while, a long while. Okay, so I guess in today's terms that would be he kind of broke up with her, right? So, but kind of didn't break up with her. So he then ended up coming back after a while, after he wasn't mad at her anymore. He comes back. Now, man, they were supposed to be getting married. Okay, they were supposed to be getting married. He comes back to then, have a relationship with her. In the Bible, relationship with her means sleep with her, which consummates their marriage. Consummate means they become husband and wife. And so he comes back to do these things, and her daddy was like, "Nope, you can't. You're not gonna be able to go sleep with her because I gave her to your best man." Y'all, this stuff was happening back before we seen it today. Okay, so when he finds out that she done now married the best man, he get mad. Long story short, he goes off. Now he violent, not with her, not with the daddy, but he just went off on some people. Okay, so this says the next person he ends up with is a prostitute. I thought that was interesting because he went from this girl that he was lusting after. She tricked him, but then after it didn't work, he ended up with a prostitute. Okay, so then after he ends up with the prostitute, the next person he ends up with is Delilah. Now, it tells you that everybody knows the story, some may not, but it tells you that Delilah was the girl that he got with, and he fell in love with her. Now, he fell in love with Delilah, and come to find out, Delilah was approached by his enemies and was like, "We'll give you some money to find out what can we do to kill him. What can we do to capture him, and so we could basically kill him." Okay, and so she was like, "Okay, cool." Now I did say that he loved her. You didn't say she loved him. Okay, it said he loved her. So he goes to her, and she comes back to him, and she like, sweet talking him, enticing him, like, babe, what can I do? How you so strong? How you remain so strong? And what is it about you that can't nobody beat you? And this and this. Sorry, not this and this. She was just going on about because she was trying to get out of him what it was that was making him strong. Okay. So he gave her a couple of scenarios, like, that were lies. And then every time he told her a story, she actually did it, the lie. And then she would say, "Oh, they here to get you." He would jump up. And like, for instance, the one time he told her, "Well, if you tie my hands together with this particular type of rope, I won't have strength." She actually did it. Once she did it, she jump up, talking about, "Your enemy here to get you," and he breaks out of the restraint of his hands, and he then kills them. She did it 3 times. 3 times. And then because he was lying to her, she then was nagging him like, why I thought you loved me, is what she said. "I thought you loved me. Why would you lie to me? Why would you make fun of me?" Was she an actor? Because, see, women, okay, but we'll get back to that. So it says that she nagged him to death. So he was physically, mentally sick. And he went on and told her, "Okay, this is what you gotta do. You gotta cut my hair." And then she cuts his hair, has the enemies come in, they get him. Okay, so that's how that story, his enemies get him. That's how that story basically ends, with them getting him, but then his hair began to grow back. Okay, so that part, yes, that part about these women that he loved, he confided in them, and they told his enemies. Okay, you may not, and you may say, well, the first guys weren't enemies, but they weren't his friends. Okay, so he wouldn't benefit from them knowing, because it was the deal was, I'll buy for you if you get it, you buy for me if you don't get it. Okay, and so I just wanted to tell that story because, young man, you are in relationships, and you're hoping that this young lady is the young lady that is you're going to build something with. And I want to first say that it's important that you really know what it is that you want. And I understand that, you guys have not been taught that. Like, we teach girls, write down everything you want about, that you want from him, from the way he look, job, we talk to the young women and tell them to write these lists. But we don't talk, and we don't tell the young men to write down what it is that they want, what it is their goal for the relationship, and so kind of, you guys are out there kind of like any, mini, miny, mo. And I'm not saying that you are, but I'm just saying, you kind of picking and choosing with no real direction, right? And so I just kind of wanted to give you guys some examples of women. It could be many, it could be one that you should really stay away from. Or if you see traits of this woman, know that she's not the one. Okay, so one, stay away from her. Do not go near her if she talking real sweet. Like, she talking real sweet, the Bible says her lips are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smooth as oil. And it's just saying that she's speaking so well, and she has you convinced to maybe even do things that are wrong, that are, and that could even be criminal activities. So just, that's one of the traits that let's watch out for. Okay, another trait, she bitter. Is she bitter? That's very dangerous. Because bitter can be poison. Bitter is poisonous. And bitter is dangerous as a two-edged sword, is a double-edged sword. So let's keep going. Another trait. Her feet go down to death, and her steps lead to the grave. Now let's kind of talk about that. So, you like, now what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, the journey she on, is the journey that she's on. She's not interested or wanting a future. The journey she on maybe has you following her going nowhere, or maybe the journey that she's on is taking you out of character, and it's not best for you in the long run if you continue to go down this path with her, because she's already made up in her mind that this is what she's doing and this is the way she's going. Okay, so another trait is that she cares nothing about the path of the life that she's on. She's not interested or want a future. She's just living her life. Okay, so let's watch out for her. Then you have the females that are got you out here going from female to female, because one, she done broke your heart. So now you go to the next female, because this female talking sweet in your ear. She could do it better. She's talking to your flesh, so now you're sleeping with this other young lady, um all because of you got hooked up with the wrong one. You didn't know these traits, and you didn't see them coming. And so if you do hook up with her, first let me tell you what can happen, what you can expect if you hook up with her. You will lose your honor. You will lose to people which you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth. Someone else will enjoy the pay of your labor. You can end up in anguish from disease consumed in your body. You'll come to the brink. You can come to ruins, and even face public disgrace. And I know a lot of you know or have dealt with some of these incidents in your life. And I just want this to open up your eyes and your mind to the possibility of the women that you're choosing. If they have these traits, what's causing you to have these incidents in your life, and how you can turn this thing around. Okay. Another thing, that is important is you're worth something. You are valuable. Instead of sharing yourself with strangers, share your love with your wife. Seek a wife that you can share your love with. Attain to be ready to be, husband. Okay? And do not despise yourself. Do not disperse yourself. Just how we have taught young girls to value yourself. Don't give yourself to everybody. Value yourself. Now they're doing their own thing now, but we still have said, keep that. That's precious. What you have also is precious. And as you continue to give it away, just how you feel like it becomes devalued, the same thing pertains to you. And I don't want you to feel devalued. I don't want it to be you're in a state of devalue or dissatisfaction. Now you with the wife that you've chosen. She's the right one for you, and now she ain't even good enough because you done been with 99.99 girls, and she has to compete, and you wondering why it's not as special. So let's consider saving it for you, because it's not just for the wife, it's for you. You see, I just said she is not satisfying to you because you done had 99 girls, and it could be satisfying to you had you not had all of these women. Okay? So I want you to begin to value yourself. A different way to you of looking at it, a different way of thinking about it. I want you to begin to be mindful of these young women, the way their actions, their words. Like, it's not anymore just you listening and you believing. Pay attention. Okay? Pay attention. Let what she's saying run over and over in your mind. Is this right? Is this good for me? Is this bad for me? And then just a lot of times y'all see, stuff that they, the slick stuff, and you thinking, it ain't gonna happen to you. Yes, it can happen to you, because let me tell you another thing. See, the earth has a curse on it, right? And in the earth, and in the curse that's in the earth, and this is across the board for for any age of men that is not following God's instructions, directions, okay? They are dealing with curses, confusion, frustration in everything that they do, okay? So I want to encourage you to begin to even seek God. I think I said that on another video. Pray and ask him, is she the one? Okay? Another thing, there men, because of the curse of the earth, that do not follow God or his instructions or his directions, they have to deal with objects of ridicule, horror, mockery. Just look around, you will see. Then you have madness, blindness, panic. Any of these, if you sit and think, does any of these things sound familiar?